listening to the Good Stuff Podcast with your host, C.K. Helms.
All right, we're back here on the Good Stuff Podcast. This is the 5th episode. I want to thank you so much for joining me once again. We got a good show for you today. Great show. Episode 5 still haven't been canceled, still alive. If you've been keeping up with my health stuff, my MRI was last week, as I said. If you've been paying attention to the show, and I don't have a brain tumor or aneurysm, so that's good. Still off work, still trying to figure out what's going on with me. I'm going to be seeing a neurologist on February the 6th. Could be having some mini seizures or something, who knows. I'm going to have a EEG probably, and go from there. So still at home and doing a bunch of nothing, and lining up people on this podcast. So yeah, but I want to thank you for tuning in to this episode, which is brought to you by Blind Bandit Productions. Every episode of the Good Stuff Podcast is brought to you by Blind Bandit Productions. So thank you, Zach Shoup, for sponsoring this show for this next year, 50-something episodes. And then after that, maybe he'll still sponsor me. Or maybe I'll get canceled, or maybe I'll find some more sponsors, or maybe something else will happen. Who knows? But anyway, if you haven't already, like our Facebook page. You can find Good Stuff Podcast on Facebook. And then also, you can listen to the show on, of course, Podbean. And then we are also on iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, Google Podcast, and Spotify. So heart us on Spotify. I want to be on that. Go leave us a review on iTunes, or you can leave us a review on the Facebook page. What you think about the show so far. What do you want to see in future episodes? And, of course, anything else you want to say, just let us know. If you got some questions you want me to answer, things you want me to talk about, stuff you want to see changed, segments that you like. If you listen to the 5 episodes, I've done different segments. I'm trying things, trying to see what I like, and let us know. One of the segments that we will be bringing back at the second installment of the Hoodies on Live segment is coming at the end of this episode, near the end of the episode, and they will be breaking down Ralph Breaks the Internet and telling us a nice little spiel of what that movie's about and what they think about it. So spoilers for that, and just spoilers all around all the time if you listen here. But anyways, yeah, so Gary, man, who's our guest interview for today?
Today's guest is none other than our good friend and CK's brother, Ryan Mullins.
Man, I love that guy.
I really don't like him.
Really? Why not?
Well, he's a dick.
What?
Grayson, ha ha ha, I made a funny.
You sure have become a comedian as of late.
Well, I laughed. I mean, he does play Dick Grayson in Gotham Knights, so it made sense.
Yeah, well, whatever. But I guess if it doesn't work out here on the podcast world, you can do stand-up comedy, because that's the thing to do in the state of Arkansas. Is if you don't work out doing other stuff, just become a stand-up comedian. But anyways, we're going to get right into the show here, and let you know the releases for this week. Lots of releases coming up. But for you movie buffs, tomorrow, as today's episode is the 24th, tomorrow the 25th, on Friday. Not for sure when you listen to the show, but anyway, the 25th of January, new movies coming out. Serenity, which is not to be confused with the Firefly movie. A whole different movie starring Matthew McConaughey comes out. And then also a more family-friendly movie, The Kid Who Would Become King, would be king, comes out as well. Basically, that movie is about a kid named Alex. The movie is really about getting over bullying, kids bullying you in school, and it's in modern times or something like that. And the main kid, Alex, finds the sword in the stone, Excalibur, and I guess becomes king and fights, with Merlin against Morgana and all that stuff. So like King Arthur type stuff. I don't really know much about it. But if you're more into family-friendly movies and have kids like I do, then that would be the movie that I'd recommend. I don't know much about the Serenity movie either. Let's see. DVD releases for next week, Tuesday, the only thing notable that I saw in there was the Nutcracker and the Four Realms movie, which I swear that movie was just in theaters like 2 weeks ago. But apparently it's already coming out on DVD next Tuesday, which is the 29th of January. But in case you didn't know, for all the Oscar-loving people, First Man and The Hate That You Give came out this last week, January 22nd on DVD. I forgot to mention that last week. I guess I just, whenever I was talking about DVD releases, I got to get better on these DVD release schedules because I didn't even see those two movies. Maybe I just didn't really know much about them and I kind of just bypassed them. But apparently they got some Oscar noms and stuff like that and seen them on people's best pictures that they've seen this year. So apparently I guess there's something good about them. I don't know. But anyways, let's get to my favorite, though. My favorite video games. Yeah. Tomorrow, January 25th, the remastered version of Resident Evil 2 comes out. Resident Evil 2, probably the best Resident Evil game. Of course, my producer Zach would say that. It comes back out tomorrow on your Xbox One, PS4, and PC. I know that was a favorite game of 2019 for Zach when we did the 2019 episode on episode 3, which you can go back and listen to on any of our platforms. But, of course, next week, January 29th, the big one for me of the entire year is Kingdom Hearts 3. I've been waiting for this game for 7 years now, and yes, I've been talking tons about it on every episode. I've talked about it on the Facebook page. I post every video that I see and all kinds of things. I've been doing a countdown. I'm ready for this game. Even Ryan mentioned in our interview that my friendships will probably be put on hold for this game. And he said it was coming out 11 days because when I talked to him, it was 11 days the game comes out. But it's 5 days now. 5 days from right now. Kingdom Hearts 3, 7 years wait. It's finally over. I'm super excited. I just can't wait. I'm going to be talking about it more. I'm recording next week's Young Justice episode. Episode 6 is all about Young Justice, Season 1 and Season 2. I'll be doing that with Bradley Julian tomorrow because next week is holiday week for me, guys. So if I don't post much on the page, you know why, because I'm playing Kingdom Hearts 3. So join with me, talk to me about Kingdom Hearts 3. You can message me and let's talk about the game. If you play it too, we can discuss things as they come along and maybe throw out some theories before that happens in the game. Talk to me about it on our Facebook page. But anyway, let's get right into the news here. John Cryer, who'll be playing Lex Luthor on Lex Luthor, however you want to say it, and Supergirl. They showed the first look of him yesterday, and he's in prison. Of course, he has the bald head and he's got a beard because he's in prison. But yeah, I thought he looked pretty cool. I'm anxious to see how John Cryer performs as Lex. It was a surprising casting announcement to me, but I'll give him a chance. It's kind of a far look from his character in 2.5 Men, but we'll see. The look looks great. I think he has a great look as Lex, so we'll just see how the acting goes. He's not Jesse Eisenberg, so can't do too wrong, can he? But yes, and more Supergirl news. Jeremy Jordan, who plays Wynn, who hasn't been on the show the entire season of Season 4 because he's in the future right now. And we thought Wynn was going to be coming back the second half of Supergirl Season 4. But they just announced that he's not coming back until Season 5 because they said they wanted to give him a bigger arc when he came back, and they didn't want to just make it small. They wanted to make it a big deal, so he's coming back next season. So Wynn not coming back until Season 5, but that's cool because Brainy's on the show, Brainiac 5, and I love him. So, yeah. But more DC news. Cyborg is coming to Young Justice Season 3, which is currently on the DC Universe. Every Friday they've been releasing episodes. In fact, tomorrow, the 25th, they will be releasing 4 episodes of the mid-season finale, and then the show will be taking a break until June, I believe. And during that time, the live-action Doom Patrol series will be coming on. But, yep, Cyborg will be making his debut in the show and becoming Cyborg for the first time. They name-drop Victor Stone and his father, Elias Stone, in one of the last week's episodes. And so in episode 11, he will be making his debut as Cyborg. And so, as I said, 4 episodes will be debuting tomorrow in the DC Universe, which if you haven't picked it up already, if you're not already a member, I love the DC Universe. Titans was amazing. Young Justice Season 3 has been fantastic. Young Justice is my favorite animated series, and we're going to be talking more about that with Bradley Julian next week's episode, so tune into that. But yeah, so speaking of more of superheroes, Black Panther got some Oscar noms, 7 to be in fact, and Best Picture, nominated for Best Picture, Black Panther was. I don't think it's going to win, but I'm glad to see it get the nomination. I love Black Panther. It's one of my top Marvel movies. I wouldn't say it's my favorite, because that's probably Winter Soldier. Captain America Winter Soldier was probably my favorite Marvel movie. And then Infinity War, and then probably Black Panther, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I loved Black Panther. I thought it was a great movie. And yeah, so I'm glad to see that it's got an Oscar nom. Do I think that Winter Soldier probably should have got an Oscar nom when it came out? Yeah, but that's okay. It's all good. So, and also believe that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse got an Oscar nom for Best Animated Feature. So, yeah, maybe Marvel will get tons of Oscars. And I said seven Oscars, but I don't think the director got Best Director nom, which is not cool, but whatever. But anyways, Machinima pulled down their entire YouTube library over this past week, which sucks for tons of creators. They just got bought out by another company, I believe, recently, and I guess the parent company pulled the entire run. And so tons of creators who have put their stuff on Machinima over the years. It's currently, I haven't seen where it's gotten put back on YouTube. I don't know what's going to become of that. But yeah, Machinima, which actually was a word that was actually taken from stuff like whenever they make stuff out of video game engines, like Red vs. Blue is actually probably the most popular Machinima series. Not on Machinima. That's actually a company. It's very complicated. Machinima is a thing, and it's also a company's name. They took the name from the art Machinima. Speaking about the art of what Red vs. Blue is, it's a Machinima series, a series made in a video game using the Halo engine, and they took their name from, so not to be confused with that. Though I think Red vs. Blue could have been on Machinima afterwards, but anyways, neither here nor there. Just trying to explain to you what the difference is between the company and then the art of Machinima. But yeah, so sucks for all those creators. We'll see what happens with that. Speaking of things being taken down or delayed, New Mutants. Rumors going around that it was the New Mutants movie was delayed once again. It's already been delayed 2 times, I think. It's been delayed until later this year. Apparently, it's been delayed again. It went through a lot of reshoots. I know that in the Dark Phoenix movie, X-Men movie coming out. But the New Mutants movie, it's been rumored that's been delayed again. And now they're saying it won't even come out to theaters, that it's just going to go straight to Hulu now, which is mostly owned by Disney now. Once the Fox merger, believe at the end of this month, maybe next week, maybe fully takes into effect. So maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. But yeah. So who knows? As I said, right now that's just rumor. Whether that becomes actual news, we will keep you up to date on that. But I believe that last week I mentioned that there was a teaser trailer for a new Ghostbusters 3 movie. And since we're talking about rumors, there's rumors that this new movie will star children, which I think is just a rumor. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that it is going to be a sequel to Ghostbusters, the first 2 movies, not that woman movie with all the women in it that Leslie Jones is saying that this is an act that Donald Trump would do. Look, your movie sucked. Okay, Leslie Jones, it sucked. That Ghostbuster movie sucked. Had Chris Hemsworth in it, but it sucked. And I think this new one is just going to be a sequel to the first 2 because the teaser trailer obviously plays off that. But if they were going to do a Ghostbusters movie with children, if you don't get the cast of Stranger Things, you're doing something wrong. But yeah, I just watch Stranger Things. Like, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned before, whenever I mentioned that season 3 was coming out July 4th, that I haven't actually seen Stranger Things, but me and the wife, who will be on my Valentine's Day episode. So if you have any questions for us and what we should talk about on that Valentine's Day episode, email me goodstuffpodcast@yahoo.com or message me on the Facebook page. But I digress. Back to Stranger Things. Just binge watched season 1. It was amazing. Amazing show. Man, I should have listened to people and watched the show sooner. But yeah, and now we're currently watching season 2. So we're, she's busy work and stuff, and we got kids. So, we watched another show. She's into Top Chef. So we've been going through and watching all those seasons. We just watched season 11, binge watched that in between watching Stranger Things. And now we're watching Stranger Things season 2. She wanted to I guess, put some space in between it, I guess. I don't know. I do what the wife says. Okay. So, but anyway, yeah. Lacey's going to be on the Valentine's Day special. I don't really know what we're going to talk about, to be honest with you. The Valentine's Day special with me and my wife, Lacey. I don't know what we're going to talk about. I don't know if we should talk about romantic movies, if we should talk about romantic entertainment in general, couples, and should we talk about our relationship? Should we talk about relationships in general? What do you think we should talk about? Remember, you're helping me build the Good Stuff podcast show, and I want to do what you want to listen to. So tell me what you think we should listen to, or what do you want to listen to in that special? So hit me up, let me know. But without further ado, here we are. Here's my interview with Ryan Mullins. Ryan, what's up?
Hey, how are you doing?
Pretty good. How are things been with you?
Good. It's been a while since I've been on a podcast.
Yeah. You used to do the podcast stuff, right? Used to do a podcast?
Yeah.
What was the podcast name?
I think I used to do a podcast with you.
That's right. We did. We did the Entertain Me Arkansas. I've talked about that several times on the show.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I mean...
weren't we at 2,000 weekly listeners before we did our final episode?
I mean, I think so, man. We was on up there. We had a good cult following. We was getting it.
Yeah.
And then
we were on that.
Then it came to an end. All good things come to an end, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, but we moved on to other projects.
Yeah. Now we're doing the
stuff.
We're doing the video stuff now, and I don't remember why we stopped doing the Entertain Me Arkansas. Legit, don't really remember. I just basically think it was just because I had all that personal stuff going on, with the kids and junk and stuff. I think it was just too much going on. Kids, work, too much going on, and then it was just I guess the well had run dry on guests and stuff, and so I guess we
pretty much we interviewed everybody we set out to interview.
Yeah.
And then we were like, well, I don't want to talk to anybody else.
It was basically well, if we're going to have to get more people, we're really going to have to approach people. And at that time, I think we were we felt too good to approach people. We're like, nah, we're not going to do that. But no, I think it really had more to do with personal stuff going on. If I had to, I mean, I've slept since then. So, But yeah, it was good times. It was fun times. We interviewed a lot of people, talked to a lot of great people, and we still friends with most of those people. So I mean, um,
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, still talk to some of them on occasion. But that's actually where me, how I used to say good stuff all the time, and then was getting people to hashtag good stuff. Remember how much you hated that shit?
oh
And,
my gosh.
and now that's the name of my new podcast.
Now it's your brand. Now it's your brand.
It's my brand. It's my thing. It's when I hear other people say good stuff, I'm like, yeah, that's my thing. I should trademark it. I mean, if people can trademark dances they use on Fortnite, then I think I can trademark good stuff. I mean, it's a thing.
Yeah, just sue them over it whenever they start using it.
Yeah, and be like, obviously, I used good stuff. I mean, I still have the somewhere. I'm sure I have the recordings of Entertain Me Arkansas. I mean, we did that in what 2013, 14.
Yeah.
So,
2013, early 2014. Yeah.
yeah, so 6 years now. Man, has it been that long? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I've known you for too long.
Way too long. Way too long. It's really not everybody knows the story of how we've became like brothers, and it's really funny to me because we were both. It's really funny because we were just both friends with Bradley Julian, who's
Yeah.
going to be on a couple of future episodes of the show here, and we were both. I guess you were looking for another roommate to get out of the place where you're at. I was looking to move to Little Rock, and he kind of like set us up together. And we had never met, and we literally met the day that we signed on the apartment.
Yeah. We went to the mall,
Yep.
hung out for a little while, and they were like, it was just like, so you ready to go look at apartments?
Right. And then we just went around to a few places, and then we went and found that one, and we was like, man, this is a good deal. And I was like, let's do this. And you were like, yeah. And then we signed on the apartment, and the rest they say is history.
Yep.
I mean, people. I mean, they may think that's weird, but I mean, I guess because we had a friend of Brad, and like, I mean, he's the most trustworthy person I think that we knew, and so we're like, well, obviously this dude's not a serial killer.
I think the biggest thing for me that was like, yeah, this is cool is that I met your kids that day, and it was within an hour. One of them was like sitting in my lap, stealing food off my plate, and I was like, okay, they're cool.
Yeah, I mean, obviously these kids are all right. So I was, really worried, and I give you props though, like just to be able to like move. I mean, it's one thing to move in with someone you barely don't even know, but to move in with someone that has kids, and you know that those kids are going to be around a lot, and then just how many times you stepped up and living together and helped me through that situation of getting the kids full time, and Haley always bailing on them and stuff like that, and basically helping me raise my kids there for a while.
Look out for your household, man.
Yeah, man. So I give you props for that, and I thank you for that. We got through some rough times there together.
Yep. We'll have rough times in the future, and one of us will be like, "Yo, I got this."
Yeah, we got this. We can handle it. Trust me. We've been through the ringer. We got this. But yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So I'm doing the podcast thing again. It's been many years, and I knew I was going to have to get you on here eventually.
Yeah. I mean, I was just waiting.
Just you knew it was coming.
I knew it was coming. I knew eventually it would be like, hey, I need you on the podcast.
I mean, I'm trying to find other people and stuff, and I was like, no, it just seems too obvious to get Ryan on an episode, because obviously, I mean, I could easily call you and get you on the first episode or whatever, any episode I wanted, because I mean, we've done the podcast thing before, so I was like trying to be different, trying to set it aside from Entertain Me Arkansas, make it a little different, and I'm trying different things as I go along, and I'm trying to stray away from that podcast and try to make it my own, make it different.
Yeah.
And so I
I
was
mean,
like,
it was a lot of fun helping promote a lot of local musicians, artists, and actors and entertainers in the area. That was always fun, and I got to find out about a lot of new things happening in Arkansas. But I think there was a certain point that it was we had things that we needed to promote for us too, and we didn't want to use that forum as the place to do it, because it was like this wasn't built for us to use to promote ourselves. This was built to promote other people. And I think that was also one of the reasons why we stopped doing Entertain Me Arkansas, because we wanted to focus on the things we wanted to do, but we also didn't want to use that platform to do it on.
right. And now I've basically reached a point in my life where, we got the Gotham Knights thing rolling. We got such a good team doing that I can just let you and Tim focus on that and make it, and then I can just do this, and which allows me to be at home since, I got remarried and got the kids, and now I have a daughter, and just it's so much easier for me to just sit at home and do this podcast. And I mean, one of the best times that I've had entertainment wise that I've done creatively was doing the Entertain Me Arkansas podcast, and it was tons of fun, and I'm glad to get back to doing, because I love doing it, and I'm glad to get back to doing it. And so that's basically why I went back to doing a podcast, I guess. And I don't really see it as a step back. It's just reevaluating things and doing what I want to do and have wanted to do, just changing things up, making a better focus on my goals.
And not only that, but I know you pretty well, and I can tell your fans that I know that you're one of the most. You listen to more podcasts than anybody else that I know. Podcast has always been something that's been involved in your life, not just in entertainment, but in anything that you watch. Like, I know that you focus on the podcast of it to get the more in-depth, behind-the-scenes stuff that you don't get to hear just from like watching the show or listening to the music. And I mean, I don't want to drop any other people's podcast stuff, but I will say that I know of at least 3 podcasts that you listen to, or it is at least back in the day you did, just for WWE stuff.
Yeah, I still listen to the Edge and Christian podcast.
Yeah, and
well, actually,
Stone Cold
I didn't.
And
Jericho's.
Yeah, those were the 3 I was thinking of, and I mean, even in the gaming world too, like you listen to more podcasts than I do with video games stuff. So I mean, if it's something that you work with, enjoy, and like to be a part of, there's no reason. It's not in no way a step back. It's just still being involved, just in a different fashion of it.
Right. But yeah, going back to how you said that we had other things we wanted to do, and Gotham Knights was always a thing that I wanted to do, and it really had to get that off the ground, because it really hadn't gotten off the ground. I really had to make all my focus that, because I couldn't deal with all that personal stuff that I was going through and focused on so many things at once. And so, which is different now, because my life's different and we got a whole team. But I mean, it was really, I felt like a lone man on an island trying to get something huge accomplished. And so hooked up with Tim and got that.
Once we got the right team assembled and everything, like we've taken the Gotham Knights project actually a lot further than I ever thought that we would be able to. We've gotten two solid episodes already locked in on YouTube. We were able to premiere them at a local movie theater. Had a huge premiere night. Wow, I can't even begin to. There was well over 120 people there for our premiere of episodes 1 and 2. And that project has really taken off in a way that I never thought it would. And I mean, it's fun now going to the shows and stuff that I do, and people asking me about that project, because it's like, oh, people actually recognize me from that project now.
Yeah. And at the time, whenever we was doing Entertainment Arkansas, you weren't even involved with the show at all.
Nope.
And then me and Tim, who plays Joker, on the show, we sat down and we figured out a plan of what we wanted to do, and we did the micro shorts, which we did 4 of those before we even shot the main show of the 4-part series of what we want to do. And,
yeah, I was around, but I wasn't like I was in no way involved in those.
Right, yeah, and I think we got like the first, I would say the first 3 done. I guess, yeah, we got Enter the Red Hood, Joker's Favor, and Trash done before we even got you and Dustin both involved.
Yeah,
and then we decided to get you 2 involved, and we made us a 4-man team here, and then we just started planning out that the 4-part series, the main show, what we wanted to do. And it's just crazy to look back now and to think that how much it's grown and how much people we got involved, and just to see what you and Dustin have brought to the table. And I think being 4 of us, there's always someone there to be the motivator, and it changes all the time. And so it's a good group dynamic that we have going. So.
Yeah, speaking of which, we're filming again for that project. In 11 days?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not for sure what the date is right this second.
Speaking of 11 days, I know that you have something exciting on the 29th happening too.
Yeah, man, Kingdom Hearts 3 coming out.
Yeah.
That's my life.
I personally have not played any of the Kingdom Hearts games. I've watched roommates play them all the way through, so I know the storylines. But my roommate, who you used to work with, he's a big Kingdom Hearts fan, and I know that I'm going to lose him on video games on the 29th, so I've got to find a new game to play on the 29th.
Yeah, because, Nathan's going to be playing it too, so you're not going to be able to have him. He's not going to want to play anything else.
I'm not going to... The person I play the video games the most with now, he's going to be gone for at least a few weeks.
Yeah. But, I'm trying to play as much as possible of other games until that comes out, so that way we'll be devoting all my time to that. So
you're gonna get all the time in that you need to get in on everything else.
Yeah, like right now I'm on I bought Black Ops 4, so I'm playing that Blackout Battle Royale mode that they have. Yeah. It's like their version of PUBG. Been playing that with me and Zach. I've been playing that the past couple of days, and it's been pretty cool.
Yeah, I've played it a few times to kind of compare it to PUBG, because I have like 1,200 hours on PUBG.
Right.
So like I wanted to give it a good shot, a good try, see how I liked it and stuff. But of course, I'm on PC, so I can't really play with you.
Right. One day there'll be able to be cross-play between everything. One day.
One glorious day.
If PlayStation would stop being stingy, then everybody would get to play together. I can't remember. I just saw a game that's coming out that the multiplayer is going to be on. You'll be able to play Xbox, Nintendo Switch, and PC. We'll all be able to play together. I don't remember.
But not PS4.
But not PS4, because Sony is stingy.
Well, hey, that's okay. They can have Spider-Man.
Yeah. Hey, that was a great game. So.
It looked like it. I haven't had a chance to play it yet. I'm probably going to take some time aside in February to play it finally.
Yeah, it was an amazing game. And that's just not because it's Spider-Man and it's amazing. But it really was. It was a great game. I enjoyed it, the hell out of it. And I'm still actually playing the DLC. I'll probably finish that up before Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out, or I'll never get it finished. So I should probably go ahead and finish that up.
Get on that.
Yeah, but I'm enjoying my time off right now at home as they try to figure out what's wrong with me. So since I can't work because I can't drive, I'm just sitting here enjoying myself playing some games. So
I mean, that's what they say. The best medicine is sitting at home playing video games.
I, I'm not for sure if they say that, but they should
I
say.
say that.
But I mean, hey, if you say it,
I'm
that's
in it.
almost like gold.
I'm
But yeah. Um, but going back to Gotham Knights real quick, though, I did say that you're part of this four-man team, but more than just being part of the four-man team that runs the show, you actually you have a role too, because I play the Red Hood, and I said Tim plays Joker, and we've talked to Dustin on our first episode, and he plays Batman. But actually, which I'm sure you never thought this would ever happen in your entire life, and back in the day when we was doing Entertainment Arkansas, never did I once think that you would be the lead in Gotham Knights. So just
Yeah, no, I honestly thought that I would be like an extra or something, a thug beating up somebody or something, and yeah, I mean,
and now you
it's
play Dick Grayson, Nightwing.
yeah,
What
and
so?
that's been a very exciting part of my life.
Yeah, and I've said this in panels that we did, and I said it at Movie Tavern, but I made you audition just like everybody else did, because
Yes,
it was whenever we had talked. I talked to Tim, and I said it was like a year before you even auditioned, and I said
yeah,
Ryan wants to be Dick Grayson, and I said, and whenever you told me, we talked about it, I was like, oh, dude, you're totally the real life Dick Grayson. I mean, this is you. I mean, I was like, this is you. You're Dick Grayson.
yeah. I
Uh,
remember that whenever that first came up, we were at the Comic Con. We had done a panel, and I was emceeing the event for you guys.
yeah, because I
And
asked you to do that.
like, I had no like prior involvement or anything, and then like I kind of like just while we were walking around talking to after the panel and stuff, I was like, hey, so Tim, Nick told me to talk to you about something, and I was like, I would like to audition for Dick Grayson. He's like, oh yeah, and he kind of looked me up and down and gave me this look like the thought that went through my head was, he's probably thinking I'm too fat. He's probably thinking I'm too fat. He's probably thinking I'm too fat. and all I did is I looked at it and I go, and don't worry, I plan on working out quite a bit before we start filming.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So how much weight did you lose to be Dick Grayson?
I've lost 100 pounds since the day that I told him I wanted to audition for it.
That's some like professional actor shit right there. Like, I mean, I want a local actor to tell me they lost 100 pounds for a role, because that's like some Chris Pratt Star Lord shit right there. I mean, for real.
It has been. It all started with running. I ran 10 kilometers 3 times a week to shed the weight, and ever since I got myself down below 190, I have been in the gym every single day, unless I was sick, 3 hours a day.
It's nice, man. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And but yeah, so I mean, you've done so much for the role of getting your body ready. You've read so much stuff. You've watched pretty much anything that Dick Grayson's been in, like any animated film. You've like read comics. You've done all sorts of shit to know everything there is to know about Dick Grayson for the role before you even auditioned.
Oh
So,
yeah.
and
I did a huge read up, getting more familiar with the character than what I had been before, because I used to watch a lot and read a lot of the comics involved with him, but I never really got real in depth with his character. Everybody's focus is generally always just Batman,
Mhm.
and unless you actually spend some time and read up on Dick Grayson and who he is, you always just think of him as the orphan ward, and there's actually so much to his character, especially in his the time period that we're focusing on, his grown-up years, that you don't really find out about how in-depth, how much detail they've actually given to his character beyond the Batman stuff. And once you do that, and especially with the script that we have written with from Tim, you really need to know his backstory to portray him properly, because there's a lot of hidden emotion in him, in what's going on, especially in our storyline, that you don't directly get to see happen, but you have to be able to show that he's been through some stuff.
Right. But yeah, so there's just more, when the audition, the audition process, got a little dizzy there. But yeah, the audition process, I want to talk about that real quick again. Because and I really gotta tell people all the time that really made you audition, because people were just like, oh, you just handed your brother the role, and I was like, no, that's not what happened.
No, not at all.
Because we pretty much made it worse for you, I think,
Yeah.
and we were really hard on you, and we basically, we put the role up for everybody to audition for. I think 6 people auditioned for Dick Grayson.
Yeah.
And I said, look, man, we told you. I said, if anyone comes in is better than you, we're gonna make him Dick Grayson. For real.
Yeah, and I came into that. I told Tim that too, before. He didn't know I was auditioning that day, but I told him that when I do my audition, I was like, I want you to know, I'm gonna 100% back this project in every way that I've already signed up for, whether I get this or not. I was like, if you guys decide that I'll be the best one for it, awesome, great, and I'm on board for it. If you decide I'm not, I didn't want anybody to feel like I was trying to force my hand into this position. I was going to be 100% on this project in any way that I was brought into it, but being able to play it was going to be a huge plus for me.
Yeah, and you had some good
obviously.
competition too, so
Yeah. I don't want to name any names, but there are a few other local actors that auditioned for the role who, I know one of them, in my opinion, would have looked the role a lot better than I feel like I would have, but I don't know if he felt the role.
Yeah.
But
But it was undeniable when you're done with your audition, and then I believe, you read with Sarah, right?
Yeah. I actually had Sarah, who had already done her first audition. I had talked to her, and I said, hey, I just wanted to let you know, I've already kind of talked this over with Nick. You've already done your first audition. Everybody has to do 2 auditions. If you would like to audition with me and do a read with me for my first audition, Nick said that would count as your second audition. And she's like, oh yeah. And so me and her got together. We went over the scene, I think, at least 40 something times one day, and then did it again another day. And then the particular scene that we were doing, of course, it's the famous scene from episode 1 where Dick Grayson gets slapped. And so I told her, it's there at the audition, just for real slap me. It's just put it all into it, and I was like, let's go. And I think we left Tim and Dustin, maybe even you, a little bit surprised, because I don't think either one of them was expecting that out of. I know that they were expecting it out of Sarah, but I don't think they were expecting it out of me.
No, for sure.
And I know as I was leaving the room right after I did the read, Tim's mouth was just wide open, did that just happen?
For one, they didn't even know you were. I was the only one that knew you were auditioning besides you and Sarah. I knew that. I was the only one. They did not know. And just what happened was just during the day, and I had I was the one that talked to everybody and got their times, because we had times for everybody throughout the day. And I just said there was someone here during this time slot. I never said who it was going to be. And then Tim was out in the hall and someone was leaving, and Sarah was out there, and he's like, what are you out here for? And she's like, I'm here for the audition stuff. And he's like, you already auditioned. What are you? And she just walked in the room. And Ryan's like, oh, I'm actually the one auditioned. And Tim was like, what? And I was like, oh yeah, by the way, guys, Ryan's auditioning today. I just didn't tell y'all.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
That was
he was
that
definitely
was,
surprised.
that was a lot of fun.
But yeah, so I made you audition with everybody else, but I mean, it really blew me away, and I was just like, oh my god, I just didn't really expect it because you really have never done any type of acting ever before, so I didn't really expect it to be that good. Like, I knew that how much work you had been put into it and stuff like that, and I knew Sarah was working with you, and I knew it was going to be pretty good. It was going to be a lot better than what I say you just was like, here, I want to come audition for it. The next day you came in and you would have probably sucked or something like that, as much as I thought it would be. But I knew it was going to be good, but I didn't know it was going to be that good. And I don't know if it was just because of reading with Sarah, but y'all's chemistry is just off the charts. It's so good. Y'all's Barbara Gordon and Dick Grayson.
I want to give credit where credit is due. And I'm trying to remember his name. He was one of your friends, still is.
Matthew Burnett?
Huh?
Matthew Burnett?
No, I believe he married Rachel Van.
Oh, Ben?
Ben. I can't remember his last name, but,
Gibson.
Yes. Whenever he had found out that I was going to be auditioning, he gave me some advice, and I haven't told you about this.
Nope, don't know anything about it.
He gave me some advice, and he told me some YouTube videos to check out.
Did he message you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And he's like, hey, I heard that you were trying out for this, and he's like, I think that you have some really good potential, and he's like, I want to tell you about some stuff that can help you. And I watched all the stuff that he recommended to me, and I can tell you what most of them were. They were these simple acting tricks videos that were done by I'm trying to remember his name. He's an actor from The Interview.
Okay. James Franco?
James Franco.
Yeah.
So James Franco has these videos that have some quick tips on how to do certain emotions, relay certain things in your acting and stuff like that without having to be too in-depth into the characters. So it's like it's specifically for doing your auditions that he's like, you don't get to know all the bigger details of a character whenever you're auditioning for a character. You get a script, you get a small backstory, and you have to build something from that. And his tricks really do, they help a lot. And I really appreciate Ben, messaging me about that and telling me about it and giving me that advice, because I believe that the advice worked.
Yeah.
I hope.
Something worked. I never knew that Ben messaged you about that and gave you some advice. Yeah. That's weird, because, how long ago was it that you auditioned? And so, it was like 2 years ago. And
that of course, was before they had moved away, though.
I see.
Yeah, and I had a few people rooting for me on this one, and I'm really glad I got it. The project as a whole has just been a great project. Been getting to work with some really great people that I knew from my past are involved in the project, and people that I never would have gotten the chance to meet if I hadn't been on this project.
Right.
It's been a really great group, and I really, really look forward, me personally, to seeing what this group can do after the Gotham Knights project.
Right.
Too. I really want to see. I believe that we have a really good creative group. some of us are a little absent-minded whenever it comes to scheduling and getting things out on the timetable that we're supposed to. But whenever the work finally gets put out there on the table, it's work that I'm proud to say that I'm part of.
Right. Well, the thing is after this project, if you're going to do something, you won't be so constricted to having to find certain locations. Because that's the hard thing with Gotham Knights, is that we have to have all these elaborate costumes that cost us money, that we have to try to get funding for, which we're still trying to get that. And I mean, or a lot of it's coming out of
our locations we can't just use any old location. Like for normal filming on normal projects, you can use just about any house, any apartment, and you can make it look like what you need it to look like. But to make the environment look like Gotham, you can't just pick anywhere.
Right.
And
I mean, we have
especially locations like Wayne Manor.
Oh yeah.
We got really, really lucky in the fact that we have this beautiful location here in town that genuinely looks like Wayne Manor out of the comic books.
Right.
And I mean, of course, since they're on limited availability, we only have certain times we can shoot there. But in the end, it's worth it. It's so worth it to have that genuine look, that genuine feel, to make it feel like this is a house that is owned by Bruce Wayne,
Right. And I think that's why, I mean, some people don't know why this project's taken so long and stuff like that. It says they just really don't think of, because they're like, well, obviously we can do this project, and so many projects have happened in between this project, but you're not looking for the Arkham Asylum. You're not looking for GCPD. You're not looking for, a hospital. You're not looking for Wayne Manor. You're not looking for all these iconic Gotham locations that require certain things. It's not like we can just, like you said, it's not like we can just go record at someone's house. And I mean, that's what takes a lot of time, but people don't realize that. And also, most of the projects that get them done independently, people are just wearing normal type of clothing. Well, we're not wearing normal type of clothing. We're wearing like armor and stuff, and like it's specific things that have to be made and cost money to make. And I mean, a lot of us, I mean, our funding is coming from ourselves.
We haven't even revealed the armor suit for Nightwing yet, and I can tell the listeners it is not cheap, not cheap at all to get these armor suits done. They to make them look like authentic armor, so they don't look cheap, they don't look foamy, and they don't look like just cheap spandex or whatever. We put a lot of work into these costumes. Like these are costumes that would easily win cosplay contest at the Comic Cons.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
We're putting into them. We didn't want to settle for second best, and especially whenever we got Dustin involved, who creates cosplay outfits. I mean, I believe he had a Odin armor set that just like last year sold for like, I think it was like $1,200. Like these things aren't cheap, and they are not like they're movie quality. That Odin costume that Dustin made, it looked just like Odin's
costume from Thor
armor set in Thor. Yeah. And I mean, they're real genuine article costumes for this.
And that was another thing about this project, is that we didn't want to just settle with mediocrity,
Oh, no, not at all.
Yeah, I mean, because anybody could buy like a Walmart costume, Joker costume, and throw it on for $10 and put on some paint and be the Joker. But Tim's costume is the same costume that Joker wears in Arkham Asylum, in Arkham City, those games. That's the costume that he has. It's the legit version of that costume, and so I mean, that's not something we just wanted to settle for, And we didn't, want to buy a Batman costume for like $30. I mean, Dustin's costume is like thousands of dollars put into his costume, And I mean,
and it's it's kind of like being in this project, since, of course, this is 100% a labor of love. This is, we can't make any profit off of these film projects, and we haven't tried to. We don't have a want to. We did these because we truly wanted to do these. And whenever you're on a fixed budget with any project, and it's not for profit, it's going to take some time to get stuff out there. Period. You have to do it the right way if you want to have the proper funds to spend on the project, while at the same time not making the project go broke.
Right. Yeah. But what has been your favorite part of this project so far, being Dick Grayson in it? Like,
oh man,
I guess it's a 2-part question.
It's not a hard question for me at all. The fight scenes, I absolutely love the fight scenes. Before I was ever involved with your projects and stuff, I had many conversations with you in the past about wanting to coordinate fight scenes and wanting to be a stuntman for fight scenes for other actors. Like, I could honestly care less if I never have my name listed as the star actor again in any project. But if I could continue on to other projects, being a stuntman or a fight scene coordinator and stuff like that would be absolute dream come true. But doing the fight scene in between Dick and Jason, that's in the end of episode 2, that was one of my favorite moments in this whole project.
That was just one of my favorite moments in anything I've done. I mean, and I know it's both of us, but I gotta say that fight scene looks fucking amazing on the end of part 2, and it could just be us because of course we're gonna say it because we're the ones involved. But I mean, I thought it looked amazing, and like I just watched it the other day.
It's just because it's us too. I mean, you and I have watched so many comic book movies and so many, super powered fighter movies and stuff like that together, that like we genuinely know what this stuff should look like. And like, especially there was one scene in the fight scene where you do this it's like a Superman punch, like Roman Reigns does on to Dick after you push him out of kind of a small little alleyway. And man, just the timing on that, the way we did that, the timing on it looks like a genuine hit. It resonates in the film, and I've had so many people talk about that fight scene with me and just ask me, about it. And I think one of the funniest moments that we had that day was there was a part where we were both supposed to cut right, and I cut left, and we head-butted the hell out of each other.
Okay, so what happened was, it was on the second, if you go back and watch the YouTube video and watch part 2, it's the second, when we came out of that second alley after we had both pushed each other up against the side of it, and whenever it was coming out, we had chopped it up when we were filming it, and so we were starting out like at the end of the alley and starting that sequence that we had. And we had filmed it a few times, and Tim wants to get several takes. And, I'm supposed to come at you and do like 2 moves. One time you decided to come at me for some reason. I don't know if adrenaline kicked in and you're like, I'm going to whoop this dude's ass. But you like come at me, but then you realize like halfway you shouldn't have. And so that's when you headbutted me, and my mask, the mesh of my eyes went into my fucking forehead. And for like a week I had that mark on my head. It would hurt so bad. That's the one thing I've never
understood about that one incident is, how did you get a cut on your head, but I didn't? I took the full force of the helmet.
I don't know, because of the mesh going into my forehead, the mesh from my eyeballs, and it was like, mesh is like metal, and basically the metal cut my head, and it was like, I'm the one that won the fight, but I'm the one with the mark on me, and this dude is perfectly fine. And like, I had fell backwards because like it was freaking hot, and I was just like, I'm just gonna lay here and be in pain for a minute, and then we get up, and like Tim's like freaking out, thinking I'm having like heat exhaustion. I'm like, I'm fine, I'm good. It's just my head hurts. Leave me alone. And they're like, no, 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 take a break, get some air. I was like, I don't need air. I'm fine, perfectly fine. It's just my forehead hurts right this second. Let's move on and continue this because I was trying to get out of there. Because I mean,
Yeah.
the
Oh, man,
weather is hot, especially in a
Yeah.
warehouse with no air conditioner. It was hot. I was just like, I want to get this
Yeah,
done.
it was a hot day and it was raining, so it was humid as hell inside of that warehouse.
My undershirt underneath my armor, my jacket, and everything was soaking wet. Like it was soaking wet. I bet it's still wet a little bit, and it was soaking wet.
We even had to cut one scene because we were sweating so bad. There was a scene where I get knocked on the ground and you're looking over me, and this is probably the worst thing that I've had happen to me throughout this whole project. And it's not even that bad. It's just gross. But you're leaning over me, and I think your line is, "Stay out of my way, Grayson."
Oh yeah, the very end of the fight.
Yeah, and right as you're saying, "Stay out of my way," just this big glob of sweat drips off the brow of your helmet, right into my mouth.
I don't think I ever remember that happening.
I definitely remember that.
That was good times, though. It was funny is that people never know this because there's sound effects and music and stuff like that. But every time that I said "Stay out of my way, Grayson," when I hit you with my gun, I kept on making the noise. Like, we really should put out some bloopers because I was just like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And I couldn't stop it. And Tim was like, "You keep making the noise." I was like, I can't help it. I can't help it. Like, every time I'm just like whoosh, whoosh. I don't know why, but it's good.
I have a feeling that whenever I finally get to wear the armor suit, though, and I have all the little gadgets on the utility belt, I'm gonna be doing the same.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, you will. Like, you won't even notice it. You'll just become a thing, and you're just gonna be like, whoosh, psh, 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 and you're just like, we're like, Ryan, stop, and you're like, what? And you're like, you keep making noises. It's like, no, I don't. Watch, it will happen. I guarantee you, future.
Everybody got to make their noises when they were in their armor outfit. My turn.
I'm in my armor now. Screw you guys. I'm making the noises. It's no big deal. We can edit it out. It's all good. We're good. We're good on this editing process now.
So, in case anybody was asking or wondering, we want to make something very, very clear. I will not be wearing a cape.
Yes, there will also be no bat nipples on your suit. Or are they wing nipples? No little night tits on your
Robinlets?
I don't know, night titlies. I don't know, what do they call them? I mean, you're not going to Chris O'Donnell it in this in the part 3. So I'm excited to get it done. I'm just ready to over with it. But yeah. A lot of good stuff, man. And the whole thing is good stuff. And you're just if people don't give you enough credit after watching part 1 and part 2 of your acting skills, they're really stupid. Because I
honestly think I haven't seen any negative comments about me playing the character since the episodes have come out. I think people who had their doubts about it, I believe that their opinions have changed, and I hope.
I haven't seen any negative about the parts so far, except for the sound in part 1. But I mean, that wasn't our fault.
That was something we had anticipated after.
But part two, no one said anything to me, and I haven't seen anybody say anything about part 2, because part 2 to me it's classic. And, it's good.
It's so well put together. I think that we've had a lot of creative, the influences that we've had affecting this creatively have affected it for the best. Like the dramatics involved in the end scenes for episode 1, the kind of the to be continued kind of montage that we do there at the end, that was so well put together. Mm-hmm. And also major props to Jeremy Couch for the music that he did for that.
For sure.
That looked and sounded just fantastic. And whenever, especially seeing it on the big screen, whenever we did our premiere night, there was a lot of people that whenever we did that and we had this small break in between, people were like, whoa, wait, what about this and this? And it's like, hold on, episode 2 is coming on. And
Yeah, people
so
like asking questions,
genuinely excited about what's about to happen.
What happens next? Are y'all doing this? Are y'all really doing that storyline? You just gotta find out.
Yeah.
But I'm excited about what people like. Even though I say part 2 is a classic, they really have no idea what we got planned for part 3 and part 4.
Oh man, I'm not to give anything away, but man, the ending.
Dude, the ending, the whole part, the part 4 is probably like there's this one part in the script, with some characters, and this one spot happens, and it's when one character looks at another character. I read that in the script, and I don't know if you know exactly which one I'm talking about. I'll tell you about it later whenever I press stop. But like, it's just, I was like, man, when we get that on screen, just those characters beside each other at that one part, that's going to be the most magnificent thing I've ever seen on screen ever.
And I really think that, and I would hope that anybody that would look at our projects to see if they wanted to use us for a production crew in the future, whenever they get to that part, that'll be the make or break for them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I know what scene you're talking about, and I think that'll be that scene that they're like, okay, anything else aside, that was amazing.
Yeah.
And I look forward to being in that part. Well, not in, but there for that part.
Right.
When we get it all done.
Yeah. But yeah. Well, man, I'm not going to hold you any longer because, I mean, it's been about 50 minutes now. And so, I mean, I think I've had you enough. I'll have to bring you back on, like, some special episodes or another time and talk more because we could probably talk all day. I mean, we did have a podcast together, so, I mean, that was pretty much all we did.
As long as you promise that the next episode that I'll be on will be #GoodStuff.
Yeah. #GoodStuff just because Ryan hates it. That will be the title.
I finally said it.
That would be, yeah. I'm glad you said it. Now you just got to hashtag it for me. So, but yeah, man. Thanks for being on here, and I'll talk to you later, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. I want to thank Ryan for stopping by. I appreciate you taking time out of your so busy 20-hour-a-week work schedule to stop by and talk to me for just a bit. Good stuff, man. Hashtag it today. #GoodStuff. If you aren't already hashtagging good stuff, you should hashtag good stuff more, because nothing Ryan likes more than hashtagging good stuff. Ain't that right, buddy? All right, man. Well, anyways, I guess we're just going to keep on rolling here on the show, and we're going to move right into our next segment, which is Hoodies on Life.
And today, the hoodies that are with me besides Phoenix are Bronx. Bronx, say hi.
Hi.
And then Maverick. Maverick, say hi.
Hi.
Okay, you don't have to get so close to the computer. You just sit there and talk. Okay? All right. Anyways, so Racker's not here today, but that's okay. Still got a couple hoodies here. So,
Phoenix.
yeah, you guys,
Phoenix.
what are we going to talk about today?
Ralph breaks the internet.
Yeah, that was in course there. Yeah, Ralph Breaks the Internet, the sequel to Wreck-It Ralph, and you boys have seen the movie, correct?
We just watched it last night. Yeah.
What did you think about the movie?
I loved it.
Me
too.
Did y'all see Wreck-It Ralph, the first movie?
Uh-huh.
Which one did you like better, the first movie or the second movie?
Wait, I didn't see the first one. I have,
okay.
But I like the second one.
Why do you like the second one better than the first one?
Because it doesn't, like the first one, well, it's kind of boring.
Kind of boring? Well, what do you like about the second one?
Because it has more, like, characters that, Wreck-It Ralph hardly have any game characters. It actually didn't have any game characters.
I'm pretty certain it did have some video game characters. It did. They're probably a little too old school for you, I guess, in this second one. I haven't seen it, just to let everybody know. and so I don't know what he's talking about. But maybe the ones that you know in the second one are
Like
just newer ones.
Pac-Man, Sonic, they're on the second one.
Oh, yeah, and I don't think they were in the first one. But the
No,
first
they
one, I
weren't.
know it had M. Bison from Street Fighter, I'm pretty certain.
And the
And-
whistle guy, and
Okay.
Sonic.
What did you like most about the second movie, Maverick?
When they went to that race, that dangerous race thing.
Dangerous race thing?
Yeah, that place
The
called
dangerous
Slaughter.
slaughter race?
Yeah.
When they go to
Slaughter
slaughter race.
Slaughter race?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that part.
Cool. Let's see. Can you give me a brief summary of the
hold
movie?
on. I
Basically,
haven't
what's
told
the
you
movie?
mine.
Okay, sorry, you did, but go ahead.
My favorite part is when Ralph is talking to Sonic
Okay.
and he joins like a book club
Okay.
with Sonic and Pac-Man
Yeah. He joins a book club with Sonic and Pac-Man.
and other people.
Can you stop tapping on the table? Can you sit up? Woo! I'm telling you guys, corralling the kids for these Hoodies on Life segments is really hard. Right here. Anyways, real life, guys. Real life happening here. Anyway, back to
And we're the Hoodies, but I thought we were gonna.
we're sticking on this Ralph Breaks the Internet thing, okay? All right, so what is the premise of the movie? Premise of a movie is basically, what's the movie about? What is it about?
So basically, like a little girl comes into the game shop and she's trying to play the game with Ralph and Penelope.
Penelope, okay.
And then
Penelope.
when she's trying to move Penelope's car, it's not working because
Okay.
Ralph put a wrong track. So then she broke the steering wheel.
Okay.
So then
Where the girl went.
So she broke the steering wheel on the game because Penelope in the first
No,
movie,
Penelope
she was actually
racing
glitched.
and
She wasn't supposed to be in the game, but then they fixed it where she was in the game, right? And it's like a racing game, like you go in at
Sugar
the arcade.
Rush, I think that's
Sugar
what
Rush,
it's
yeah, I
called.
think so.
Yeah, Sugar West.
And so what
that's
you're saying
the name.
is that the little girl came in the arcade and broke the steering wheel. Okay. So the game wasn't working.
yeah. So then Penelope and Ralph went to eBay
So they went to the
to buy
internet.
a new one. Yeah.
Oh,
they went to the
because
internet.
they needed a new steering wheel because if not they would get. I'm assuming they would get rid of the game that Sugar Rush and Penelope
Yeah,
wouldn't be in
they
the arcade
unplugged
anymore.
it. So then
right.
they had to run out of the game into like a section where it shows all the spots to go into the games.
Okay, so what Maverick? What happened then? So they went to the internet.
Yeah, and then
Did they land directly at eBay and get the steering wheel, or did something
no,
happen?
they didn't get the turning wheel. We didn't see that part.
We watched all of it.
Okay, well
Yeah,
let's not talk about. But what happened at the
but,
beginning, like mostly, I guess they made it to the internet.
They saw all the Disney princesses.
All the
and-
Disney princesses.
Yes.
Every single one.
Every
Even
single-
Moana.
Moana.
Yeah.
That's your favorite Disney princess, right?
No.
That's not. But didn't you used to sing the
And
song?
Elsa,
Elsa.
yes.
Who's your favorite Disney princess then?
And Anna, yes. Anna too.
Anna, was
yes.
there- is
Would
that-
you let me say my character?
Okay,
Elsa.
Elsa's your favorite Disney princess. Who's your favorite Disney princess? Maverick, you like Moana because you sing the songs all the time, don't you?
Sure do, boy.
Yep. Every time Moana comes on, I can hear you in your bedroom singing along. You're the singer.
And I am.
All right, so
I'm sitting right beside you.
So the premise of the movie of Ralph Breaks the Internet
Yep.
is they got to find the steering wheel at eBay, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And they see that green guy, and he
So
says,
they make it to
"Tap right here to figure out how to that website."
okay,
make
so there was a bunch of stuff on the
them
internet. that
video
they made fun of.
games.
So there was the Disney World, guess, with all the Disney princesses. And did you see other Disney characters or just the Disney princesses?
Actually, Maverick probably didn't see it, but I actually saw Mickey Mouse.
Did you see? You didn't see? Did you see Mickey?
No,
Oh, does that mean you're going to have to go back and watch it again?
I
See what you
did-
missed.
I
You've only seen it one time, right? So now you're going to have to see it a second time.
Well, I saw Mickey Mouse.
Okay, so let's get through this real
This
quick.
is Goldilocks,
Yeah,
that's
that's
Goldilocks.
nice. All right, let's get back through it. Okay. All right. So they go along, they meet the Disney princesses and stuff, and they're trying to get to eBay. So, do they finally get to eBay?
Yes.
All right, cool. So, do they get the steering wheel, I guess? Or
No.
Well,
does something happen else? Let's not spoil anything. Let's not say what happens if that's in the movie. But does something happen at the end of the movie and everything becomes okay? Do they live happily ever after? What?
yes, they do.
Okay, so everything comes okay. Do they stay at the internet or do they go back to arcade?
They went back to the arcade because they bought the steering wheel. They got it.
Oh, they did get the steering wheel?
Yeah.
Okay.
They did.
So a bunch of stuff happens, but
But we
basically...
didn't see the actual steering wheel.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Like at the end, it just showed where they were at the arcade.
And it was fixed and everything was fine?
Yeah.
Okay. So what was your favorite character in the movie, I guess?
Sonic.
Sonic, what was your favorite character?
Moana.
Moana? Okay, of course it was. All right, guys. So it was a good movie. It was good for kids. Obviously, it's a kids' movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So would you recommend this to your friends to watch?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
It's a good movie.
Do y'all want to give this? All right. So you're going to either.
Hey, guess
here's what
what,
we're going to do.
Daddy?
We're going to
My
review.
friend also doesn't know you're the Red Hood because.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, I'm the hoodie and.
Yeah, well, sit down for a minute. All right. So we're gonna have a new
and
rating
he
system.
doesn't know that it's a secret.
All right. We're going to have a new rating system, okay? So if you don't like a movie, you're going to give it a thumbs down. If it was okay, you're going to give it a sideways thumb, okay? If it was good, you're going to give it
A thumbs
a
up.
thumbs up. And if it was the best movie you've ever seen this year, you give it 2 thumbs. But obviously that movie's probably, you can't give it to every movie, okay? That's only the really perfect movies that there's nothing wrong with, okay? All right. So, boys, let's get your ratings for the movie. Maverick, what do you rate this movie?
What are you talking
Okay, are you going to give it a thumbs up, a thumbs sideways, or a thumbs down?
I don't
Or
know.
2 thumbs up.
I don't know what you're talking
Okay,
about.
we'll go back. Bronx, what, was the movie good? You going to give it 2 thumbs up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, you got to tell people. They can't see you putting your thumbs up.
I give the movie 2 thumbs up.
Was it that good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Thumbs down.
You didn't like it?
Nope.
You just said it was a great movie.
Not bad.
You did too. We've been talking about it for almost 10 minutes now, and you said it was a good movie, and you're talking about how you like it and everything.
No.
Did you like the movie? Was it good or not good? It was not good? So nobody should see Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet.
They should. They really should. Y'all, it's a good movie.
No, it's
You s-
not.
You spent 10 minutes talking good about this movie, and now all of a sudden, you're going to say that's not good.
Because I changed my mind.
You can't change your mind this much into the segment. Anyway, guys, so we're just going to leave Maverick to himself, because that's Moody Maverick for you. But thanks, guys, and we'll see you next time that you come on here for
Yeah.
Hoodies on Life.
Kids are really great, aren't they? Man, I love those kids so much. I really do. And not just because they're my kids. They're just funny. And Maverick is hilarious. And can't wait till the next time we get Riker on here. Because he's just so funny, too. And it's just good. And but anyway, the Hoodies would like for you... why I call them the Hoodies, in case you didn't know, is I play the Red Hood in Gotham Knights. They're my children, so therefore I call them the Hoodies. It's just a thing. They like it. I like it. Whatever. Anyways, they want you to tell them what they should watch or talk about. I guess they want to know what to talk about on Hoodies on Life segments. They talked about Teen Titans Go already. Then last week's episode 4, we got to know more about them and their likes and stuff. And then this week they did Ralph Breaks the Internet. And but they want to know what they should watch or what you want to hear them explain about. I guess they don't have to necessarily watch something. If you just want to hear them explain something, just let us know. Like I said, you can email me, goodstuffpodcast@yahoo.com. You can message the Facebook page, which is probably the best thing for you to do, or anything like that. Either of the two. Let us know. You can even just write on the wall, I guess, or whatever. Can you do that on the Facebook page? I don't know if you still do that. But anyway, yeah. Or comment on something. Comment on the thing, on the link here, whenever I post it on the page, and be like, hey, I want to see the Hoodies watch something else. whatever you want to have them do. But yeah. So anyway, another segment that I'm going to end up doing is every week, hopefully, is that I'm going to do a recap of some superhero shows, or at least talk about them. I don't really have a name for it yet. So it's mostly going to be Arrowverse shows in Gotham, because that's pretty much the superhero shows that I watch every week. And since I have to watch them, I watch them with my wife, except for Gotham. I have to wait for a bit to watch them, so usually I'm going to run a week behind. So such as of right now, today's episode, I'm going to talk briefly about episodes. So let's see. Last week, Flash premiered back, and happened to catch that. And of last week's episode, not this week's episode yet. It's pretty good. It was all right. The Flash storyline this year has been ups and downs. I'm really anxious to get more into this Nora and Eobard Thawne storyline and figure out what's going on there. And so I'm hoping that they dive right back into that. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't write notes when watching that episode, so I really don't remember much about what happened on last week's episode of The Flash. Yes, our news segment, just completely forgot about what I was doing. But let's see. Moving on to this week's episode of Supergirl, I've already seen this past Sunday's episode. It was good. It was real good, and makes me think more what's going to happen. Russia, I guess that's Russia, has their own Supergirl, which if you ever read Superman Red Sun, which I believe they're doing an animated film adaptation of this, it's about what happens if Superman landed in Soviet Russia. And this is like a take on that. And they basically have of what would happen if Supergirl landed in Soviet Russia. But there's already an American Supergirl, so I don't know exactly how there's another one. I don't know if it's a different Earth and we're just seeing it at the same time. I don't know. But they had her like fighting missiles and stuff, and I don't know exactly what's going on there. So I guess this is what the long play of the season is going to be. But this episode of Supergirl was mainly about the Supergirl's left the DEO because the president wanted her secret identity, and then this episode dealt more with her not being part of the DEO. And I cannot think of that commander's name that they have over at the DEO now. Alex, of course, is her sister, is in charge of DEO, but there's like one of the president's lieutenant, Colonel Haley. Yeah, that's it. Colonel Haley is like kind of like a superior officer, and so she's like overseeing everything at the DEO, and she's trying to find out what Supergirl's identity is. So she's like interrogating everybody, and at the same time there's these invisible aliens that they use for assassins coming after her. Anyway, she ends up finding one of the people that knew who Supergirl was and knows that it's Kara. And so then the aliens come, the invisible ones, and they end up taking them down. And then like in the heat of the moment, Alex like kind of knocks out Colonel Haley, and then he has they have Martian Manhunter, not he. She has Martian Manhunter come, and they wipe Haley's mind. But then of knowing Kara's secret, but then whenever she comes back to and she's all good, she's still looking because he can't take away her motivation of wanting to find out Kara's secret. So they have this other alien thing that they're going to use called a truth seeker, in which can get the truth no matter what techniques you use to hide the truth. And so they all decide that they're going to wipe the minds of like the 7 people in the DEO that know Kara's secret identity So Martian Manhunter wipes all their minds, which includes, at the end, we find this out, includes Alex. And so Kara's sister doesn't know that she's Supergirl anymore. And that's how the episode ends, is Alex getting her mind wiped by Martian Manhunter, so she doesn't know Kara's secret anymore. And so, yeah, and I guess the next episode is going to deal with her not knowing, and apparently there's some stuff going on with her mind. But anyway, yeah, that's going to be a good emotional roller coaster for this season, and so I'm excited for the second half of Supergirl. I haven't caught Arrow or Flash or Black Lightning this week. I will watch them and hopefully take some notes this time, so that way I can talk more about it. I know that the Flash episodes dealt more with Cicada again, and I'm ready for Cicada to go on. But yeah. Anyways, let's see. I did watch Gotham, though, last week's Gotham episode, and since I just watched that yesterday, I do remember what happened with that. People kept defecting from Penguin and other gang members and going to Haven, which is the new thing that Jim Gordon has set up, because they're doing the new No Man Land storyline. And so people kept going in there. So Penguin got this other gang involved, and they went to go to Haven and get all their people back and basically take over. And anyways, at the same time, Bruce and Selena decides that she's going to go look for Jeremiah Valeska, which is their proto-Joker, and on Gotham, and she wants revenge because last season Jeremiah shot her and she was paralyzed, or not paralyzed, she couldn't walk anymore. But now but in the last episode she took this route and she was able to walk now, and so she wants revenge. So she goes looking for Jeremiah. Bruce goes with her. Then we get to see the mutants, the mutant leader from The Dark Knight Returns graphic novel and animated film. Got to see Gotham's version of that, which was pretty cool. And then we get to see Gotham when they get there to where Jeremiah supposedly is. You get to see Gotham's version of Harley Quinn, which is a favorite character of mine. Need to see more of the character before I make the final decision of what I think about the character. But I know the mutant leader. I thought he was spot on, of the mutant leader in The Dark Knight Returns, an animated film, the graphic novel and animated film. But yeah, so is Selena going to end up seeing Jeremiah, because we haven't seen him this season so far? I don't know what's going to happen. Of course, I'm sure something will happen. But yeah, so we'll see what happens there. And then on the main storyline front, Penguin ended up having to join with Jim to get out of, to rescue, because this street gang that he brought kind of betrayed him and put him in lockup with Jim. They escaped. Then all the police, they got ammo and stuff, and they stopped the street gang. And then everybody started cheering for Penguin. And so everybody liked Penguin again. And but yeah, then Barbara showed up because Bullock had went and got Barbara, who wants to kill Penguin because Penguin killed, what's her name? Name is her friend, whatever. Lost of me right now. But yeah. So then at the end there, there's a spoilers. If you didn't know, I was already spoiling everything. But anyway, there's a ginormous explosion, and it looks like everybody in Haven besides Jim and Penguin and Barbara and Bullock and like maybe a couple other people, they all died. So yeah, find out more what happens in the next episode. But yeah, that is that's my breakdown of what happened in superhero television this last week, and a little bit of this week with Supergirl. But yeah, hopefully next week I'll have more. But anyway, yeah, so that's about all that I have for this episode 5 of the Good Stuff Podcast. I want to thank Ryan for coming on. I want to thank the boys for doing Hoodies on Life segment. I want to thank you for listening. If you haven't already, go follow us on all the Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, YouTube, Google Podcasts. Leave a review on iTunes or the Facebook page if you don't mind. I would greatly appreciate it. What do you want to see me talk about? Do you want to be on the show? Let me know. I'm lining up people already. If you do something entertainment-wise or if you do anything in general, want to be on the show, let me know. If you want to talk about, be on a special, like next week, our Young Justice special with Bradley Julian, you can do one of those specials with me as well. Do a Arrowverse, do a Halo, a Red versus Blue, whatever you like. We can do a special of MCU, whatever you want to do. We can do a special of that. So just hit us up on all those. Let me know. Email us, goodstuffpodcast@yahoo.com. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. #goodstuff, and we'll see you next week.